Hello guys, welcome back to another video of the Roll Down Loft. Today is probably going to be a slightly shorter video. Today we're going to be talking about tame pigeons versus wild pigeons, and by that I mean pretty much your personal pigeons, the ones that will eat out of your hands versus the ones that won't eat out of your hands, and the ones that are scared of you. So there's some debate about how tame pigeons fly versus your pigeons that are kind of wild, and I'm gonna go ahead and let them out first. Then we could go from there. I think that's everything. Nope, there's a couple more in here. Let's get them out. One more. All right, so I just wanted the birds to land before I started talking, because I didn't want this to be a 5-10 minute video with no birds in it. It'll just be boring for you guys. So back on topic, there's talk about how tame birds will drag your kit birds down, because when they see you, they'll stray away from the kit because they know that you're going to feed them. They'll land early. Based on my experience, this isn't just from raising rollers for the past couple of years. Even back then when I had homers, like probably more than 5 years. This is probably like 10 years ago. And I did have a few tame homers in that group too, and whenever I open the door, all the homers will fly off. They usually flew for like 30 minutes to an hour, and pretty much they would all land at the same time. The only difference I saw when the tame birds landed versus the wild birds is that the tame birds would come to me right away for food, which, you know, it's not a big deal because the birds are already done flying, and it's not like they landed early to come eat from my hands. So to me, I don't think that's the issue. Right now I have about five or six tame rollers. I could probably get them to eat out of my hand here too. Just gotta grab some food and get them to come. But I'll just show you guys real quick. So I have this yellow dilute bird that loves landing on my head. This guy right here. And this red check right here is its nest mate. There should be, I think, like 4 more birds that are pretty tame. I know one of them silver dilutes is a tame bird. That guy right there. But yeah, these birds are pretty tame, as you could say. They'll eat out of my hand. They ain't scared. I could grab them, I could hold them in my hands, and they'll eat out of my hands. Like I said, no issues with them flying. Even when they see me when they're flying, they don't even come down. All my birds usually come down as a group, unless a bird gets hurt or gets really tired. They'll land early, but pretty much everything lands within like 15 seconds of each other. So for me, this is not a problem at all. Birds don't land early for me. Birds don't act differently when they're flying in the sky. Only act different when they land. Like these guys, they'll come and eat out of my hands. That's the only difference I've seen. And I know some people mention that if you get attached to your birds and they get killed, whether if that's from a bird of prey or if they just die from natural causes, this will cause you to not want to fly your rollers hard anymore. And for me, that is not true at all. For me, I fly my birds hard, whether if any of my special birds get killed by a hawk, or they roll down, or they just die from natural causes. Yeah, these birds are going a little crazy. Like I said, these birds are really tame, so when they know it's feeding time, they'll come and land on me. But yeah, back to the topic. The only reason I would not fly my birds is if the conditions are really harsh, or if the BOPs are so bad that they're just killing off my birds. That's the only time that I'll be locking my birds down. I know it's sad to lose a bird that you spend so much time with, especially these tame ones. These are like pretty much your pets. These birds are my pets, and I love them. I take really good care of them. So it doesn't matter if a tame one dies. I do like the tame ones more than the wild ones, but either way, they're still all my pets. You know, it hurts when one of them dies. So it just really depends on the person on that topic. For me, I fly my birds hard. They get flown pretty much every day. Some days when they look tired, I might not fly them, but they pretty much get to fly 5 days a week. Other than, like I said, if there's a BOP issue or if the weather conditions are really bad. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. You know, it's I don't know what other people think about that subject, but that's just my thoughts on that subject. I've been raising pigeons for, you could say, 15 plus years. I raised pigeons really hard for the first few years. Then I don't know if any of you guys are from St. Paul, Minnesota, or that area. Pigeons get stolen, or at least back then. I don't know how it is now, but pigeons got stolen all the time back then. And I got my pigeons stolen, I think 2 or 3 times, and I think finally after the 3rd time I quit. The first time I had about 20 racing pigeons. The second time I had about, I think, 10 to 15 racing pigeons, and the 3rd time I had a mixture of probably like 10 racing pigeons and 10 rollers. And after the very last time that they got stolen, that's when I finally decided that it was time to quit, until I found a place that was safe to raise birds. And now my folks finally have a very good place outside of the city, away from all the thieves. So now I have a good place to raise birds. I'm not worried about anyone coming out and stealing my birds. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on tame pigeons versus wild pigeons. As for flying and performing, I don't see any difference. The only difference is when the birds land. Tame pigeons will just run to me for food. The wild ones will just wait until I put food in the food tray to eat. But yep, that's oh, let me mention one more thing too. This is off topic, but I just want to talk about my Turner birds that I just got. I know I just posted up a video that was only like a few minutes long just to show you guys the new Turner birds. I know I mentioned before that I was not going to pick up any more Turner birds, but I talked to one of the club members last year, and he mentioned that he was going to breed me some yellow rollers, some yellow dilutes, but I just never heard back from him until just a week ago. And he said he had a pair of yellow rollers, he had that black white flight, and he had that white one, which is some kind of opal spread. I think from what he told me, I forgot. I'm gonna have to message him and ask him again. But yeah, I mean, I only took up the offer because all his breeders are from James Turner. He's a really good friend of James Turner, so all his birds are banded from or by James Turner and sent over to Minnesota by him himself. So he gave me a really good deal on these really colorful birds, so I decided to just pick them up from him. I may not get another opportunity to get birds that are directly bred off of Turner banded birds, so I just took my opportunity and took these birds in. I'm still debating if I want to fly them or not. I think they're a little on the older side where I don't want to fly them, because I feel like if they get spooked, they might just fly off and not come back. But if I do soap their wings and try to home them that way, I'm afraid that it might take a little bit too long and the birds won't come into the roll if they're a little older than what I would like to be flying them. So I think most likely they will be going into the stock loft. I'm gonna take like a few days to think about it, but I would say 80% chance that they are gonna be stocked, and I'll probably breed them next year because I do still have my Turner pair. Anyways, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on tame pigeons versus wild pigeons. If you guys agree with me, or if you guys have a different experience and your birds act totally different when they're tame versus the wild ones. Anyway, that's pretty much for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, go ahead and click that like button. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys out next time.